Grand Rising, my beautiful kings and queens. It's your girl Mel B live on Lux Radio Network. It's Friday, December 26th. Yesterday was all about family, love, and reflection. Today is about momentum. We're stepping into the last weekend of the year, and I'm here to make sure you step into it with clarity, confidence, and a little bit of Mel B sparkle. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and grab your peace because we're about to set the tone, set the vibe, and set this day off. Let's rise, let's shine, and let's get this Friday started right. All right, our affirmation of the day is, and I read, I shine without apology. My gifts matter, my work matters, and today I show up as the best version of myself. Future Friday is all about spotlighting elegance. This affirmation encourages us to recognize our own brilliance while also uplifting those around us. It sets the tone for a high energy, feel good Friday. All right, our word of the day is conversant, having knowledge or experience with something. To be conversant is to be informed and confident in what you know. It is a reminder that your lived experience is expertise. All right, and our phrase origin of the day is bite the bullet. To face something difficult or unpleasant with courage. Before anesthesia, soldiers had to bite down on a bullet during battlefield surgeries to endure the pain. It became a metaphor for passing through something tough. If there's a task you've been avoiding, a phone call, a decision, a conversation, today is the day to bite the bullet and get it done. Your future self will thank you. All right, on to our headline news around the globe. Blessings, good morning, Grand Rising. New York. The MTA officially unveils its 2026 Green Transit Plan, including a fleet of all-electrical buses for Manhattan routes. The event there today is Kwanzaa, the regeneration celebration at the Apollo Theater, featuring dance, music, and the lighting of the first candle. Los Angeles. The Port of Los Angeles reports a record-breaking year of sustainable shipping, marking a 15% decrease in carbon emissions for 2025. LA's event of the day is Kwanzaa Heritage Festival at the California African American Museum and Exposition Park, focused on the principle of Umaja. Chicago. The L Red Line extension project reaches a major milestone with the completion of the 103rd Street station framework. Event there in Chicago is the Christ Kindle Market Last Call. Christ Kindle Market Last Call. The iconic market at Daley Plaza hosts its final holiday festivities before the closing of the season. Atlanta Beltline celebrates the opening of the final West Side Trail segment, connecting two historic neighborhoods. Atlanta's event of the day is the Umoja Unity Celebration at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, featuring local artisans and community storytelling. Houston. The Houston Medical Center debuts a new AI integrated diagnostic wing, the first of its kind in the southern U.S. Houston's event of the day is Kwanzaa Market Village at Shape Community Center, highlighting local Black-owned businesses. Washington, D.C. Smithsonian Institute reports its highest single-year visitor count since 2019, driven by new immersed digital exhibits. DC's event of the day is the National Kwanzaa Workshop at the Anacostia Community Museum, focusing on the history of African American textiles. Miami. Brightline expansion leads to the announcement of a new Coastal Connection shuttle service starting in early 2026. Miami's Winterland at the Farm Festival today It's a holiday-themed community market at Pinto's Farm featuring local vendors and tropical festivities. Tampa. Ybor City's historic restoration project clears its final environmental hurdle, paving the way for a massive residential expansion. Tampa's event of the day is the Enchant Christmas at Tropicana Field, a massive light maze and holiday village entering into the final weekend. Newport Richey. Good morning, Dad. The Pasco County Arts Council announces a record grant for the beautification of the Coatee River waterfront. Newport Richey's event of the day is the Coatee River Post-Holiday Nature Walk, a community-led guided tour starting at Sims Park to promote local wildlife conservation. Milwaukee. Good morning, family. The Milwaukee Art Museum unveils a new permanent collection dedicated to Great Lakes indigenous art. Milwaukee's event of the day is the Kwanzaa celebration at the Wisconsin Black Historical Society, featuring the annual First Candle ceremony. Vancouver. Vancouver's Living Proof initiative sees 200 new buildings added to the city's green space footprint this year. Vancouver's event of the day is the Van Dusen Festival of Lights. Over 1 million lights decorate the Botanical Garden for a special Boxing Day display. Toronto. The Toronto Eaton Centre reports record Boxing Day retail turnout as the city moves toward a cashless-friendly downtown zone. Toronto's event of the day is Boxing Day at the Distillery District, a festive atmosphere with artisan shops and the giant Christmas tree. Bless up, Jamaica. Kingston. Ministry of Culture launches the Jamaica 2026 Heritage Initiative to digitize the nation's historical music archives. Kingston's event is the Boxing Day Family Fun Day at Hope Gardens, featuring traditional games and local live music. Montego Bay. Sangster International Airport officially opens its new state-of-the-art arrivals lounge for international travelers. Montego Bay's event of the day is Boxing Day Beach Jam at Doctor's Cave Beach, a community celebration with local DJs and food vendors. Ocho Rios. A new coral reef restoration project near the Dunn's River Falls area shows a 40% increase in sea life activity. Ocho Rios' event of the day is the Turtle River Park Garden Party, a peaceful afternoon of community gathering and live mental music. Negril. 7 Mile Beach preservation efforts receive a major international grant for sand dune restoration. Negril's event of the day is Negril Sunset Concert, a free community event on the beach featuring upcoming reggae artists. Cayman Islands. The Grand Cayman Financial District celebrates a year of record growth in the sustainable investment sector. Cayman Islands' event of the day is Boxing Day Garden Tour at the Queen Elizabeth II Botanical Park, highlighting rare orchids and the blue iguana. Bahamas. The government announces a new solar power grid for the islands to be completed by summer 2026. The Bahamas event of the day is the Boxing Day Jananku Parade, the world-famous street festival starting in the early hours with vibrant costumes and cowboy rhythms. Nigeria. The Lagos state government launches a new high-speed ferry service to alleviate traffic between the mainland and Victoria Island. Nigeria's event of the day is the Afro Nation Lagos, the final night of the massive music festival celebrating the best Afro beats and culture. And Ghana. The Beyond the Return tourism campaign hit the milestone of 1.5 million visitors for the 2025 calendar year. Ghana's event of the day is the Gold Coast Carnival, a massive cultural parade in Accra celebrating the unity of the Ghanaian people and the diaspora. All right, on to our weather. New York, cloudy during the day, heavy snowstorm expected tonight with a high of 33 and a low of 22. Los Angeles, light rain. Flash flood warnings are in effect for parts of the region with a high of 60 and a low of 47. Chicago, mostly cloudy and damp throughout the day with a high of 46 and a low of 37. Atlanta, mostly cloudy, light rain developing overnight, high of 66, low of 56. Houston, unseasonably warm and cloudy, humid conditions with a high of 79 and a low of 69. DC, overcast skies with cold temperatures with a high of 40 and a low of 30. Miami, sunny and pleasant, high of 77 and low of 63. Tampa, clear, sunny skies throughout the day, high of 76, low of 59. Newport Richey, partly sunny with mild temperatures with a high of 70 and a low of 58. And Milwaukee, thick cold cover, slightly above average temperatures with a high of 42 and a low of 37. Vancouver, light snow with cold air, high of 40 and a low of 32. Toronto, heavy snowstorm today, significant accumulation expected throughout the afternoon with a high of 28 and a low of 17. Kingston, bright and sunny with a high of 79 and a low of 65. Montego Bay, tropical and pleasant with clear skies with a high of 83 and a low of 72. Ocho Rios, mostly sunny with a high of 83 and a low of 70. Negril, warm and clear with a high of 84 and a low of 71. Cayman Islands, partly sunny with a high of 80 and a low of 77. And Nassau, sunny and a high of 76 and a low of 68. Nigeria, with a high of 88 and a low of 77. It will be hot and humid with scattered thunderstorms. And Ghana, mostly cloudy with a high of 83 and a low of 80. All right, let's get to our sports. So all 3 Christmas Day NFL games were outstanding. Of course, them boys pulled it off with a score of 30-23 against the Commanders. Then we have the Vikings over the Lions, 23-10, and the Broncos over the Chiefs, 20-13. In the NBA, we have the Cavaliers over the Knicks, 126-124. The Spurs over the Thunder, 117-102. The Warriors over the Mavericks, 126-116. The Rockets over the Lakers, 119-96. And the Nuggets over the Timberwolves, 142-138. And in the NBA today, it's going to be the Heat versus the Hawks. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can watch that on FanDuel Sports. We have the Hornets and the Magic, tip-off at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, also on FanDuel Sports. The Raptors and the Wizards, tip-off at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They are going to be on the Monumental Sports Network and Rogers Sportnet Toronto. We also have the Celtics and the Pacers with a tip-off at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They can be watched on FanDuel and NBC Sports Boston. The 76ers and the Bulls tip-off today is at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, and they will be shown on Prime Video. The Bucks and the Grizzlies tip-off is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Both channels are FanDuel for Wisconsin and Memphis. The Suns and the Pelicans tip-off is at 5 p.m. this evening. You can watch those on Gulf Coast Sports, the KTVK Arizona's Family, and Arizona's Family Sports. The Detroit Pistons and the Jazz tip-off is at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can watch that on FanDuel. And we also have the Clippers and the Trailblazers with a tip-off of 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they will be also on Prime Video. All right, on to our daily feature Friday, which every Friday probably for the next 6 months, I'm doing global flavor. every Friday. So today's spotlight, we have Argentina and Uruguay first. So Argentina and Uruguay have a most beloved cultural tradition drink called yerba mate. Yerba mate is a naturally caffeinated herbal infusion made from the dry leaves of the Ileak paragorinus plant. And I know I just probably screwed that up, but it's not a coffee and it's not a tea. It's in its own category. And in Argentina and Uruguay, mate isn't just a beverage, it's a ritual, a symbol of friendship, community, and connection. So the tradition of making mate dates back centuries to the indigenous Guarani people who first harvested the plant for its energizing and medicinal properties. When European colonizers arrived, the drink spread across the region and eventually became a national staple in Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and southern Brazil. Mate is traditionally served in a hollowed gourd, also called mate, and sipped through a metal straw called bombilla. So, what makes it special is the sharing. One gourd, one straw, passed around a circle. It's about trust, unity, and slowing down long enough to connect with the people around you. Modern research showed that yerba mate contains antioxidants, vitamins, and natural stimulants that provide a smooth, steady energy boost without the crash associated with coffee. So yerba mate isn't just a drink. It's a reminder to pause, gather, and share a moment with your people. In a world that moves fast, mate teaches us to slow down and connect. Now, on to Vietnam, where we spotlight banh mi. So, banh mi is a Vietnamese sandwich that blends local flavors with French colonial influence, a true culinary fusion. The word banh mi literally means bread, but today it refers to the full sandwich, a crispy, airy baguette filled with savory meats, pickled vegetables, fresh herbs, and bold sauces. During the French occupation of Vietnam in the 19th and early 20th centuries, the French introduced the baguette, but Vietnamese bakers adapted it, using rice flour to create a lighter, crisper version. After the 1950s, the sandwich evolved into a modern banh mi we know today, filled with ingredients like pork, pate, cilantro, pickled carrot, daikon, and chili. Culinary historians often point to banh mi as one of the world's best examples of cultural blending, where colonization, resilience, and creativity come together in a single dish. It's affordable, portable, and deeply rooted in Vietnamese identity. Nutritionally, it offers balance of protein, vegetables, and herbs, and its flavor profile, salty, sweet, sour, spicy, and fresh, reflects the cores of Vietnamese cuisine. So banh mi is more than a sandwich. It's a story of adaptation, survival, and flavor innovation. It shows how cultures can collide and still create something beautiful. Our book club will return Monday with a new series, and I'm going to keep you in surprise of what that is. All right, so on to our cause of the day, which is asthma awareness. Asthma is a chronic lung disease where airways become inflamed, narrowed, and filled with mucus, making breathing very difficult. The symptoms are wheezing, shortness of breath, chest tightness, persistent cough, and symptoms worsen at night or with exercise. Asthma affects 262 million people globally and causes 455,000 deaths annually, especially in low-income communities with high pollution exposure. So treatments are rescue inhalers, daily steroid inhalers, allergy medications, biologic therapies for severe asthma, an asthma action plan with a provider. So prevention is to avoid your triggers like smoke, pollen, cold air, use inhalers correctly, monitor your symptoms, and reduce indoor allergens. If you need more information, you can contact the American Lung Association or the World Health Organization asthma fact sheet. All right, good morning, Omni. On to our Today in History. The Indian Ocean tsunami. A massive 9.1 to 9.3 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Sumatra on December 26, 2004, triggering one of the deadliest tsunamis in recorded history. More than 225,000 people were killed across 14 countries, reshaping global disaster response systems. Also, in 1791, mathematician Charles Babbage, father of the computer, was born. In 1946, mobster Bugsy Siegel opens the Flamingo Hotel, helping launch modern Las Vegas. And in 1966, the first Kwanzaa celebration begins, honoring African heritage and community values. All right, in African American history today, we have Jean Toomer, the author of Cain, was born in 1894. Jean Toomer became a central figure of the Harlem Renaissance. His masterpiece, Cain, blended poetry, poise, and drama to capture the complexity of Black life in America. Cain is considered one of the most innovative works of the 20th century, influencing generations of writers and redefining Black modernist literature. Toomer's work helped elevate African American storytelling into the mainstream literary canon. All right, and our African American scientists and inventors, today we have George Washington Carver, transformed Southern agriculture through his research on alternative crops, especially peanuts, sweet potatoes, and soybeans. His work helped poor farmers restore soil depleted by cotton and diversify their income. Carver published 44 practical bulletins for farmers, including 105 peanut-based recipes, and developed about 100 household and farm products just from peanuts. His innovations reshaped American farming and earned him national honors, including the NAACP's Spingarn Medal. All right, on to our Back to Roots. Our Back to Roots segment today is very special because I'm introducing and probably re-educating some people on Kwanzaa. So as the Christmas wrapping paper is cleared away and we settle into the final week of 2025, a new season of reflection and celebration begins today. This morning marks the start of Kwanzaa, a 7-day cultural festival dedicated to honoring African American history, heritage, family, and community. Founded in 1966 by Maulana Karenga. The name Kwanzaa comes from the Swahili phrase Matunda ya Kwanza, which means first fruits. It's a time to harvest the good we've sown throughout the year and prepare for one ahead. You might see the kinara, the 7-branch candle holder, in homes and community centers this week. It holds the Mishuma Saba, or 7 candles, 1 black in the center, 3 red on the left, 3 green on the right. These colors aren't for just show. The black represents the people. Red signifies the struggle and the bloodshed for freedom, and green symbolizes the land and the hope for the future. Each day, a new candle is lit to represent one of the 7 principles, known as the Nguza Saba. All right, today, December 26th, we celebrate the first and most fundamental principle, umoja. Say that again, umoja, which means unity. Today, we light the center black candle. The goal of umoja is to strive for and maintain togetherness, not just in our immediate families, but in our neighborhoods, our nation, and our global community. In a world that often feels divided, umoja reminds us that we are stronger when we stand together. It's about finding common ground and realizing that my success is tied to your success. End quote. So as you go about your Friday, ask yourself, how can I be bridge builder today? How can I be a bridge builder today? Whether it's reaching out to an old friend or supporting a local cause, let's start 2026 on a foundation of togetherness. If someone greets you today with the traditional Kwanzaa greeting, Habare Gani, which is what's the news, the correct response for today is Emoja. I'm your name, and from our family to yours, happy Kwanzaa. All right, on to our Fact or Fiction Friday. Today we have a claim, the Roswell UFO crash. A UFO crashed in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947, and the US government covered it up. That's the claim. So the backstory of it, Roswell is one of the most famous conspiracy theories in American culture. Many believe the government recovered alien bodies and spacecraft. So according to conspiracy theory research, events like Roswell often became fertile ground for alternative explanations when official accounts seemed incomplete and unsatisfying. The US military reported the debris was from a weather balloon, later revealed to be part of a classified surveillance program. So why do people believe it? Conspiracy theories thrive when there is distrust of authority, secrecy, or conflicting information. So, according to the internet and research, they say that this is fiction. Roswell didn't happen. And I'm going to leave that right there. All right, on to what's the word? So today we highlight social commerce is a $1 trillion powerhouse. We know that. We know that. The people know that. But they're going to lie and continue to lie. Again, I'm sorry. The spotlight today in What's the Word is social commerce is a $1 trillion powerhouse. What this means, people are buying products directly inside TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook with no website needed. So why is it trending? Adweek reports the social commerce has hit $1 trillion globally, with TikTok Shop and Instagram Shopping leading the charge. So the line between content and commerce has disappeared. A viral video can sell out a product in minutes. So the question is then, why are these people paying all these money for these commercials? All they got to do is go on TikTok. You want to sell your stuff faster? Sell it on TikTok. All right, our tech tip of the day is audit your digital footprint before 2026. The World Economic Forum emphasizes continuous monitoring and transparency as key to digital safety in 2025. So do a quick end of the year digital audit. Delete old accounts, revoke app permissions, clear saved passwords you no longer use, and review what data apps are collecting. A cleaner digital footprint reduces your risk of data leaks, identity theft, and unwanted tracking. See, that unwanted tracking gets me every time. Yeah. All right, finance tip of the day. Use the debt snowball to build momentum. If you're tackling debt in 2026, the snowball method is the one most motivating to use. So what you do is list your debts from smallest to largest. So you pay the minimums on all, put extra money towards the smallest. When it's paid off, roll that payment into the next smallest bill. Got it? So, quick wins build confidence, and that momentum keeps you going until the big debts fall off. All right, our fun fact of the day is bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't. Botanically speaking, bananas qualify as berries because they grow from a single flower with one ovary. Strawberries, on the other hand, are aggregate fruits. Yeah. Each seed on the outside is technically its own tiny fruit. I never knew that. Nature doesn't care about grocery store categories. The science behind fruit is wild. All right, our fun holiday of the day is it's National Candy Cane Day. The day after Christmas honors the iconic red and white peppermint candy that has been a holiday staple for centuries. Candy canes originated in the 17th century Europe as straight white sugar sticks. The curved shepherd hook shape appeared in the 1800s. And today, the US produces over 1.7 billion candy canes every year. All right, on to our quote of the day. Our quote of the day comes from Mr. Powerhouse himself, Denzel Washington. And I quote, "To protect your dreams, you have to protect your peace." End quote. Denzel's wisdom centers on discipline and mental clarity, essential ingredients for success in any field. Washington is a two-time Academy Award winner and a major supporter of historically Black institutions, including the Boys and Girls Club of America. All right, on to music and entertainment. Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott is a rapper, singer, songwriter, and producer whose creativity reshaped hip hop and pop culture. She is the first female rapper inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which was in 2023. She's known for groundbreaking visuals like The Rain and Work It. She wrote and produced hits for Beyonce, Aaliyah, SWV, and more. Missy's career is a masterclass in originality, proving that innovation is the ultimate superpower. Congratulations, Missy Elliott. All right, and our celebrity gossip today. Michael B. Jordan's directorial moves keep him trending. Michael B. Jordan is back in the headlines after new updates about his upcoming directing and producing projects. His company, Outlier Society, continues to expand its slate with high-impact films and series. So fans are excited to see him step deeper into the director's chair after the success of Creed 3. Jordan is part of a growing wave of Black actors transitioning into executive roles, shaping the stories being told and increasing representation behind the camera. All right, who's got a birthday today? All right, our celebrity birthdays. We got Natalie Nunn. She is one of the reality stars on the Bad Girls Club. We got Corinne Hawthorne. She's a gospel singer and Grammy nominated winner. We got Johan Blake. So cute. Olympic Jamaican sprinter. And we got Michi Darko. He's a rapper and was a member of Flatbush Zombies. All right, on to our lifestyle segment. Our soul food recipe of today is, I'm sorry, I said that before. I said it and didn't mean to say it, but our soul food recipe of today is shrimp and grits. Creamy grits topped with sauteed shrimp, garlic, and peppers. Our beverage of the day is strawberry lemon sparkler. All right, men. I hope you had a great year and are fit and went to the doctor and got those exams done. But if you didn't, there's always next month. Just keep striving to get there. I just want all the men to go to the doctor, get checked out, make sure you're all right, because we know y'all do not like to go to the doctor. So, all right, your lifestyle tip of the day is do a Friday financial check, review spending, and plan for next week. And in your fashion tip of the day, a crisp button down with rolled sleeves is the perfect Friday look. Women, do a self-care inventory. What do you need this weekend? Not what do you want, but what do you need this weekend? And the fashion tip of the day, ladies, is add a pop of color, shoes, lipstick, or a bold accessory. All right, relationship advice for couples: plan a simple date night, even if it's at home. Friendships, check in on someone you haven't talked to in a while. And family, share a meal without your phones. Good luck with that. Household chore of the day is take out the trash and refresh the bins before the weekend. All right, on to our daily horoscopes. As always, we start with Aries. Aries, you are up. Aries, celebrate your progress. You earned it. Your lucky numbers today are 3, 15, and 33. Taurus, a peaceful moment restores your energy. Your lucky numbers today are 7, 18, and 29. Gemini, your charm is irresistible. Use it wisely. Your lucky numbers today are 5, 14, and 30. Cancer, family or home matters bring joy today. Your lucky numbers today are 2, 16, and 27. Leo, your leadership shines. Step up confidently. Your lucky numbers today are 1, 19, and 34. Virgo, a productive day brings satisfaction. Your lucky numbers today are 4, 12, and 28. And Libra, balance returns, so breathe easy. Your lucky numbers today are 6, 20, and 31. Scorpio, your intuition leads you to the truth. Your lucky numbers today are 9, 21, and 35. Sagittarius, adventure energy rises, so follow it. Your lucky numbers today are 10, 23, and 32. Capricorn, a career win boosts your confidence. Your lucky numbers today are 8, 17, and 30. Aquarius, your ideas inspire others, so share them freely. Your lucky numbers today are 11, 22, and 33. Wow. Pisces, your empathy brings healing to someone else. Your lucky numbers today are 6, 13, and 24. All right, so for Monday's show, we're kicking off next week with a powerful reset. We'll feature a new inspiring quote to anchor your goals, bring you the latest must-know developments in the African American and music entertainment, and launch the next week's tech tip designed to maximize your business efficiency. Plus, we'll have more days of our Kwanzaa and our finance tip of the day. Right now, I like to say thank you to our sponsors. Shout out to Bello Burn Hot Sauce. Turn up the flavor, feel the burn. Bello Burn brings heat to every bite. And RAS Herbals, rooted in tradition, powered by nature. RAS Herbals keeps wellness pure and strong. And Colorane Candles, light the moment, lift the mood. Colorane Candles glow with soul. And Universal Madness, style without limits. Universal Madness makes the streets your runway. All right, for today in our announcements, we have Lux Radio is starting a book club called Lux Lux Lounge. I'm just Lux Radio all day. No, our book club is going to be called Lux Lounge. And our first read is called Left Behind by Tim Lahane and Jerry Jenkins. Our first reading discussion will be held next Saturday on July 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and will be on TikTok. Coming January 5th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our very own Cookie, CEO of J.A.B Entertainment and Lux Radio, will conduct a webinar, The Business of Music. This webinar is for all who are interested in learning the music business. The webinar does have a small fee, so if you are interested in attending, please sign up on our website at luxradio.com. Tonight, we have Live and Learn with Gemini Goddess at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Lux Radio Network and all platforms at Lux Radio Network. We also have the Peeps Podcast with Tay and Jay at 9:30 p.m. Same on Lux Radio Network on all platforms except TikTok. None of our stuff is on TikTok. Saturday night, don't forget to watch Snatched and Savage at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Omni, Mimi, and Tito live on Lux Radio Network. And that's how we close out this week, family. You showed up, you pushed through, and you kept your light shining. Take this weekend to refill your cup, laugh loud, love hard, and live soft. I'll catch you Monday, refreshed and ready. So until Monday morning, have a blessed weekend and stay safe. This is your girl, Mel B. As I always say, stay looking fly, stay grounded in your truth, and don't let nobody tilt your crown. Period.